Hello everyone. It's James again. And today I want to talk about the word of the day. And that's demon. Or demons rather. And as things would have it, demons are up to doing what they always do. And that's utterly wrecking innocent people's lives. In this case, these people happen to be their children. Oh, you don't believe in demons? Are you sure? Well, two so-called people, David Allen Turpin, 57, and Louise Anna Turpin, 49 of California, that more than likely gave themselves up to utter darkness years ago, were arrested, and are being held on $9 million bail. For what, you might ask? Well, one of their young daughters escaped, who I believe is 10 years old, and was able to call the police from a cell phone she grabbed before she was able to get out of the house. When the police arrived, they found, and this is really hard to hear, but knowing what we know it's very possible. But when the police arrived, they found 12 children other than the 10-year-old that escaped, ranging from 2 to 29 years of age. 2 to 29 years of age. Chained to beds, being starved to death. Now wrap your minds around that. I don't care what anyone says. Demons are real, and when people already have narcissism in their heart, minds and souls, they lose their souls to complete and utter evil. Now what's interesting is, when you see the mug shots of these two reptiles, they look like they are demon possessed. But when you look at their wedding photos, that, from what I understand, appeared on their front page of Facebook, they appeared to be a very large yet happy family. Didn't I tell you, narcissists, demons, or reptiles? You take your pick. Take pictures and put them all over the place so they can convince others they are good parents, or good spouses, or even good bosses. It's gotten to be normal for bosses, no matter they be at a large company or a small startup, will take pictures after pictures of the employees doing things that would be considered to be fun. And they put these pictures all over social media, just in case they get found out to be a horrible narcissist boss. So they can say, hey, wait, I created a fun place to work for all my employees, when in reality it was hell on earth to work for such a person. Well, parents like this do the same thing. And it falls very much in line with the smear campaign. Narcissists will do the smear campaign to be several steps ahead of their victim or scapegoat. So when things hit the fan and the scapegoat or victim talks, no one will believe them. Well, they do this business with taking pictures of happy times and putting them all over the place. And as mentioned before, they also tend to take very weird pictures as well, where it seems like the fun is forced and fake. But for some reason it still fools the unknowing. Oh well, they seem like a normal, happy and healthy family, when in reality they are running a literal house of torture. And if you want to get down to things, these are the types that grew the guts, if you can call it that, to do what most narcissists wish they could do, and that's physically torture people. Now don't get me wrong, they do use physical forms of torture, but oftentimes it's still covered and easy for them to deny if confronted by others. But having their kids chained to their bed, that's a dream for a narcissist. Starving them, again, another dream for the narcissist. And I've said it before, I will say it again. Couples like this get a sick, perverted joy out of doing what they do. If you get my drift. I've always thought, it's what gets them going and make them be able to enjoy their adult times better, if you get what I'm trying to say. And if this were a different time, where cell phones weren't common, and there wasn't the chance for this young girl to escape, this would no doubtly go on from several more generations. How good does the brainwashing have to be for a 29-year-old child/adult to be chained to a bed starving? That's just insane. But that's what these demons are able to do successfully. And hey, if you want to just believe in evil people and not demons, you won't offend me one bit. Because I too believe in evil people. I just believe evil people are great vessels for demons to inhabit. But that's just my belief. It doesn't have to be yours. That being said, the brainwashing that is done is the same that was done to us. How did we try to get a reptile to love us? But the brainwashing was so thick we kept trying. When we would have had a better chance talking to an alligator or crocodile while it's behind the glass at the zoo and get it to love us. But that's indoctrination and brainwashing. This is what these entities do. They isolate. They isolate. They isolate. They destroy any chance of you having a life, so you will give yourself up to them utterly and completely for them to use you as narcissistic supply. I don't doubt for a second if one of these children or adults would have died in this home. These fake wannabe parents would have got on the news crying and saying how much they love their children. It just makes me so sick. I want to get sick. This is it, people. This is why, or at least one of the reasons why, I make the videos I make. Sometimes I say to myself, James, don't talk about that today. It's too depressing. And then I see something like this and I'm reminded how evil life can be. And how it needs to be talked about. Because reptiles like this prey. They literally prey on the fact people want to always talk about stuff other than this kind of thing. Heck, people shame others for being too negative. Oh, why do you always talk about bad stuff? You are so negative. Well, I will stop talking about negative stuff when parents stop starving their children and chaining them to their bed. Stuff like this really gets me so mad. And no one, and I mean no one, wants to know what makes these reptiles tick. They report on it. They act like, wow, what a shame. And they move on. Come and talk to me. And I will tell you right now what makes these sick reptiles tick. And I'm sure you can tell them as well. Don't get me wrong. I will be making plenty of motivational and upbeat videos. But topics like this will sadly be a common topic. Because evil is all over this earth. And children are catching the bad end of the stick. And I'm just sick of it. Oh. We don't know why Larry turned to drugs. He was always a troubled kid. We did the best we could. Well, maybe it's because Larry got chained to his bed and his childhood ruined by sick demons that pretended to the public they are parents. What I want for people to be able to do is connect the dots. I want them to learn about narcissistic abuse. So this kind of thing is more and more hard for parents like this to pull off. For God's sake, they had a 29-year-old child of theirs chained to a bed. My God. And help needs to be available for both men and women. For both boys and girls. So they can truly learn what it is that happened to them. Not some bullcrap canned statements. But narcissistic abuse explained in its purest form. And so they can get help. And not turn to a life of crime. Or drugs. Or suicide. Or becoming a doormat to someone they might date or marry in the future. With that being said, I pray Yeshua, please step in and be these children's parents and care for them. Even the ones that are adults. Because they were badly abused. And they never ever got to be a child. Yeshua. I'm pretty sure their minds and souls are wrecks. They might not know how to even have feelings for others because they have been abused so badly. Please jump in and save these innocent children. They didn't ask to be abused. They probably wanted the same thing we all wanted. And that was a home where we were loved and where we had a chance to be someone that was producing good fruit on this earth. I know these children are going to have mental and probably physical scars that will last a lifetime. Please do whatever you can to mend these wounds and allow them to have wonderful, happy lives. In this I pray. In the name of Yeshua the Messiah. Well, that's all I have for now. Let's keep following this story. I'm very curious of the outcome. If anyone has information, please feel free to share it. I do hope your day was a blessed one. And until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.